Mark chapter 8. In those days, the multitude being very great and having nothing to eat, Jesus called his disciples to him and said to them, I have compassion on the multitude, because they have now continued with me 3 days and have nothing to eat. And if I send them away hungry to their own houses, they will faint on the way, for some of them have come from afar. We'll move on to chapter 11. Actually, verse 11 rather than chapter 11. Then the Pharisees came out and began to dispute with him, seeking from him a sign from heaven, testing him. 12. But he sighed deeply in his spirit and said, Why does this generation seek a sign? Assuredly, I say to you, no sign shall be given to this generation. We'll go on to verse 18. Having eyes, do you not see? And having ears, do you not hear? And do you not remember? 19. When I broke the 5 loaves for the 5,000, how many baskets full of fragments did you take up? They said to him, 12. 20. Also, when I broke the 7 for the 4,000, how many large baskets full of fragments did you take up? And they said, 7. 21. So he said to them, How is it you do not understand? 22. Then he came to Bethsaida, and they brought a blind man to him and begged him to touch him. 23. So he took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes and put his hands on him, he asked him if he saw anything. 24. And he looked up and said, I see men like trees walking. 25. Then he put his hands on his eyes again and made him look up, and he was restored and saw everyone clearly. 26. Then he sent him away to his house, saying, Neither go into the town, nor tell anyone in the town. So, having read that, I'm going to point you out to this drawing here. Okay. So, these here are eyes. Okay. You can compare it to the eyes of a housefly, for example. If you look keenly to the housefly, right, and if you magnify the eyes, you'll be able to see patterns in there. Okay. So this is that story of that blind man who could not see. Okay. So these eyes are representative of that nature where you can have your eyes, but still you're blind, yeah, to what the Lord wants you to see. Okay. So what I've done here, I've made it like this. So it's more about you focusing on each and individual aspect of the line. Okay. So the more you follow it, the more you see, and the more patterns arrange themselves. Okay. So if you look on this side, it's quite broad. And if you look on this side, it's quite narrow. Okay. The eyes are both telling different stories. All right. So in your quest of whatever it is that you're doing in life, do you have that sort of, I guess, eyes to see what you're meant to see? You know? So this is where I come in and say, okay, well, I perceive life differently as an artist, okay? Regardless of what I've gone through, or regardless of, how the multitudes want me to, behave or act or, just carry myself. I can never follow that, right? It's that essence of believing in yourself and saying, okay, whatever I'm doing, yeah, I believe is right in the eyes of the Lord. Why? Because the Lord is the one actually rewarding you and showing you the path, okay? The path to follow, as in I could have followed any other path, okay? But I chose to be an artist. That's my calling, okay? So, regardless of what the government wants me to do, regardless of what my family wants me to do, this is my calling, right? So, if they don't understand that, it means they're not on my page, okay? So, this is why I chose to tell stories, yeah, using art and to inspire other people, I guess, who haven't actually developed a sense of understanding towards art. So this is my thing, okay? Not sponsored, okay? I get government help in terms of if you're out of work, the UK government will supply you with some sort of money. And that's what I've been relying on, okay? This is completely self-taught. This is completely self-made. I've never gone to uni for art, I actually dropped out of uni because I was studying sports. Okay. So these are decisions that, the Lord has guided me all the way through. Because again, you might do stuff just to please other people. Okay. But what the government wants you to do is to fall under that bracket. Yeah. To fall under that bracket of, okay, you've done your uni, now you're in debt. And then what? So for me, I had to realize that, okay, after failing once, I went back and then I realized actually that was the Lord telling me, no, this is not your place. Okay. And if you don't do something about it, I'll do something about this. So it's just about accepting what the Lord is telling you, because the Lord will tell you what's to come and then it will happen. Okay. The Lord will never hide from you if you chose to follow that truth and to accept the teachings. Now, it's very easy to fall, but for me, what I'm saying is you might have your eyes, but you might still be blind, okay, to what the Lord wants you to see. So if you go up here, okay, there's a dark sort of thing that you see right here, but look deeper into the shape and interpret it as how you want to see it. But again, when you move up, yeah, what do you see on here? What are the shapes telling you? Okay. So before you encounter light, you have to go through the darkness first, okay? Through here, there's dark clouds, okay? So even if your eyes are open still and purposely, it's in the bottom still, yeah? I've put them in the bottom purposefully because, again, you have to rise through your chakras, okay? For you to be able to understand that, okay, life is bigger than you. And you have to serve others in order for you to gain that fulfillment or whatever you're chasing. Okay. So once you come out of that darkness around here, then you can follow your light. And once you know your light, then you can understand and say, actually, right, in life, there is dark and there's light. And that's what I'm saying here. In the eyes, there's darkness and there's light. There's darkness and there's light. There's darkness and there's light. Okay. But it's just whatever you see, you can get confused by it. Okay. So that's basically that's what I'm trying to say. This is like how best I can explain what I see and what I want to achieve in life. Okay. I'm not a very good speaker, but I try my best because again I'm gifted in other ways. But because I'm trying to push out my agenda, I have to speak out, I have to use my voice, okay? But really, it's the pen that does the talking, right? Once I put pen to paper, I normally like to finish it there. But for the purpose of the youth and for the purpose of the ones who are trying to destroy me, I have to, teach, and I have to, I guess, teach the things that I am drawing, the things that I'm putting on paper. I have to describe them, okay? Sometimes someone can see it and just belittle it, or someone can see it and miss out the message completely, okay? But art is very personal. art is very open as well. Anyone can interpret what they see. But for me, again, it's all about understanding that, right, what I'm doing here, not everyone will understand. Okay. So that's why I have to take myself away and do it. I started just at the back of what, 2019, thereabouts, just when COVID was hitting. So my plan was to be a complete artist, yeah? Go out the galleries and do the whole thing that everyone has done. But you see how the Lord works, okay? There was this pandemic that came and it shook everyone, right, worldwide. But for me, it gave me another hope to say that, okay, there's a new generation coming, okay? There's this new world order that's taking place, okay? So how can I navigate throughout that, yeah? And how can I, you know, just do my thing still and not be complacent, okay? So for me, it was just to get my head down and to really just focus on these drawings, okay? And yeah, this is like, yeah, the outcome now where I can just, I guess, push it on to the next level, push it on to the next level. No matter what anyone is telling me, I'm the one who done the drawings, okay? Through the grace of the Lord. So no one knows that pain, what I went through, okay? So it's very hard to explain to someone what you went through. But as an artist, you need to also be patient, yeah? Being patient with yourself, being patient with others, and being patient with the universe, because how the universe works is we're all connected, right? So each one teach one. And for me, it's that weight, yeah, where the government keeps on pressuring me, and it's like, okay, you have to do something, you have to do something. For them not realizing that actually this is another whole process, okay, that requires a whole different energy. But for me, it's like, okay, that's the burden, that's the battle that I have to fight, yeah, where there'll just be people who are assigned to try and stop me. Yeah. Like Bob. Bob is the best example I can always give for this. Yeah. You plant one seed and then the officer comes in and cuts it away. Yeah. And it's just that power. Yeah. That power of doing something good that someone else is able to destroy it. Yeah. Just for them to survive. For me, that's winning. Yeah. Where, okay, it's taking time, but it's taking the right time. Yeah, I'm being a tortoise. I'm taking it slow by slow, slow by slow. Yeah, no matter what the outcome. But I know that I've got the potential of, outsmarting everyone, outliving everyone. Okay, so that knowledge of that potentiality, I can just keep on pushing on. Right, I'll never give up on this because I can't do anything else. You know, that's just the part that I'm at. That's where my journey has got me to. So other people are making money quick and they will never understand how this process works because they didn't put themselves in that position where they follow their dreams, right? But for me, it's like, okay, that's the reality. I followed my dream. So let me stay in my lane. If I earn £100, yeah, for the last, I don't know, 7 years, that's fine. Someone can make £100 in their sleep or by just flicking their finger. You know what I mean? But for me, the reality is I've already sold one drawing, okay? So that gave me hope. Out of all the many drawings, most of them I gave them away, okay? But it's not feeding me just yet, okay? But I shall be rewarded by the sweat of my brow. So it's just knowing that I've already done something great, okay? So whoever wants to challenge me can rewind my tape, you know what I mean? So yeah, this is what I'm trying to do here. It's just staying patient and plant my seed and just let it grow, yeah? The time it takes is the time it takes. But for me, it's just to add on nutrients to it, yeah? Add on nutrients to it and then everything else will, blossom. So To whoever doesn't understand this, um, check yourself first. Check your heart. Check your own life before you come attack me, or before you come and, put your opinion on this. But for me, this can never stop. Okay? This is something that is very close to my heart, and it's like my baby. Okay? So, yeah, it has to continue. It has to continue. Many more to come. Just keep an eye out. And thank you for the ones supporting. And thank you for the ones who have even just looked at this and said, you know what? That man has done something to my life. Yeah? That man has added a little bit to my life. And that's what it's about. Yeah? Adding on something to someone else's life. Not being an egotistical bastard, but just being someone that is, plain and clear. And you treat your neighbor as you would love to be treated, right? Of course, there'll be some other people who have very bad intentions and they'll never stop. But again, it's about showing them the potential of love, showing them how far you can take love. Okay? So, yeah, thank you for having a look. And this one, Starry Eyes. Thank you.